Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I'm going to pick up where we left off on the last video. So you'll want to, hopefully, you'll want to see what I'm going to create with my scraps here, what I used for my scraps and die cuts. This is all about scraps. And then what I stamped and punched out. And I've got to take my sweater off. It's kind of a humid morning. Oh, sorry about that. I had my coffee. Sometimes my coffee gets my metabolism going and I get a little warm. So, but I have, like I said, we're going to be using these scraps. These are scraps that I had left over from making some pennant banners. And I wanted to make a pocket out of one, and I mean pockets out of all of them, but different styles. So this was in the last video. I showed you, I pulled the scraps and I cut all different shapes out. So these are going to be set aside. I did pull some already to use just to save some time here. And then these are the pieces that I stamped and I cut out. So, and I really like these. And again, I just took scraps that have been sitting around that have not, you can tell the stamp, which stamps I really like and what images I want to work with most. But like I would never use this purple in my scrapbooking pages or my journal pages. So it's a nice way. I will use these now to add some color. And I just roughly cut them out, and then I can do more fussy cutting when it comes time to use them. But I have my leaves here. I have my birds, which I think are really cute on the scrap paper here. This here, I think you remember, this was an old, I don't know, this was some sort of printed paper, kind of like on a very lightweight paper. I don't know if it's tissue paper or what, but I really like the way these came out. And then these are the leaves. I will cut these when it comes time to use them. I don't want to lose them, so I kind of leave them intact like that. And then these here, these remind me in the fall of when the milkweeds go to seed. They have these large pods on them. So these will be really nice in my nature book. So I wanted to show you how these all came out after I stamped and cut them. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is, I have my journal here, and I showed you, this is the page that, well, I might as well just flip to it here. I had to mark it. I want to work on this page here, and I want to make a pocket. I want to make a pocket for this. This is a very large, tall, really pretty card. Obviously you can't journal on it, but I want to make a nice, I don't want to just have it tucked in here. I'd like to slide it in a pocket. So I'm just going to kind of show you, because I've pre-made it. I wanted to take these two large triangles. I guess you call them, I don't even know. I don't even think they're a triangle. I don't know. And I wanted to do this so the card can just slide right down inside here, okay? So I'm just going to set this aside again. I'll put this in it. So this is what I have, and I went ahead and I stitched it. I just want to make sure, yes, I'm in camera here. All right, I'll raise up just a little bit, okay? All right, there we go. So the first thing I did was I went around and use a pencil, Barbie, silly girl. You can see I stitched, this is just 5/8 of an inch all the way around. And then I just tacked it down with some glue because you'll see what I'm going to do down here. And I'd like to make, I want to make like an apron, not an apron, what do they call that? Sometimes when you have a V-neck blouse and it's too low, they put a lace of panel across it to help hide your bosom area, your chest area. Bosom. There's an old-fashioned word. Your bosom. Okay, so a couple things I want to do first, and I probably should have grabbed them. This is the piece that I'd like to put across here, but this is kind of flimsy, and I need to reinforce this. So, and I also need to reinforce the back of this one as well, because this is going to hang over a little bit. So let me grab some scrap cardstock. I'll be back, and then we will lay a little section of that down and we'll get it cut out. All right, I found this piece of gray, and of course the scraps that I did pull I didn't want to use because I could obviously haven't used them in a long time, but I'm like, oh, I can use those for my boys' scrapbooking pages. It's awful to have these items and then you always make excuses. I don't know about you. I make excuses not to use them. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's very healthy. All right, so we're just going to put that here like that. And then I'm not going to cut all, I probably could cut all the way around it, but I only want to cut a section because I don't really need to. So we'll get this cut out. And let's see, you're going to see this video down the road. Today is actually, what is today? Today is June 19th. And you're going to say, wow. But I have so much going on. I've had so much going on, I should say. I should talk in the past tense. My step-granddaughter, I'm not sure when you're going to see this, maybe after she's been here, but she comes for July 1st. Let's see, Ava's here July 1st through, I would say, the 8th. And I definitely do not want, she's coming up from Florida, and I do not want to, I didn't want to do any videos when she was here. We don't get to see her about once a year. And she's so busy with school. We've actually gone to Florida and to see her, and she's nowhere to be found. So I want to make sure that I just have a lot of other things going on too. So I'm trying to get the point I'm trying to make here as I talk in broken sentences is I'm way ahead on my videos because of the yard work and the painting class I signed up for, the watercolor. I like to read in the summer too. I don't get to enjoy my back porch, obviously, during the winter months. So I have an old porch swing out there from my grandmother's house that my parents had. And I like to get out on that and just relax, read. One of the dogs always curls up next to me on there, and I rock her. Well, I rock, and she falls asleep all the time. So I just kind of like to chill. I bought some plants the other day, some real pretty plants for the garden. So I have to get those planted this week. Yesterday I went hiking. I haven't hiked a mountain in a long time. And of course, I chose probably the steepest one in our area. One of the steepest ones for local, not up in the high peaks region. But so I'm pretty sore today. I'm tired. So I'm going to get this video done, and then I'm going to grab I got to pay a few bills. I'm going to grab my watercolor paints. I'm still on week 2 of Laura's classes. I got to get my booty moving because I'm just going into week 2, and she already has week 3 up and posted. So I'm feeling a little behind and inadequate with my class. So now I have this is a little bit better. See, this is kind of flimsy. So I wanted this just to be a little more reinforced. And normally I wouldn't. I mean, I just put a little bit of, I'll call it burnishing, whatever you want to call it, around here, just to make a little line of demarcation so it stands out. So I can do one of two things. I can either glue this down, which I may. I have to be mindful of when this slides in, all right? And I could probably bring this up a little bit more. I don't want this to catch on. I'll probably just glue this down. I was going to say I could use some of these eyelets to put them down, and I thought that would be kind of cool. But I'm just wondering if when I slid that in, I think if I slid it in, it would catch. Now, if I wanted to, or if you were working on a project such as this, if you wanted to have that look, you could actually put these on prior, and then you could just glue it all down, which maybe I will, but again, I'm not sure. These are the elements, the little pieces of ephemera that I chose, all right? This is from one of the die cuts, and I'm just going to flip this over. And then these 2 pink leaves here. And I found this really pretty postage stamp, Plant for More Beautiful Streets. I thought that was really pretty, and it just went really nice with all of these colors. So, let's see what we got here. So I'd like to try to bring this up a little bit more, all right? So I think I will just glue this down. And I think that will work out best because I do want to put a little eyelet down here. So let's see here. Let's work from this way in. My mind just can't think today, if I flip this over, what direction I really need it to go in. I'm that tired. So today is going to be just I probably shouldn't even paint today. And plus, our little D woke us up this morning at 5:30 barking. She wanted to get up. I don't get up. I think she's going to bed too early. She put herself to bed last night. And she went to bed at 8 o'clock. And it's just too early. And then she wakes up at 5:30 barking because she's all rested and she wants to come out and go potty and then play. So I was also up early this morning. All right, I'm going to get this. Let's see. Do I want to put this down like this? Like that, maybe. I know I do want this one over here like that. So I think I will put this down next. And I'm going to use my tweezers for this one. So I hope you're having a nice day, whether it be looking back into your days of June, or you're watching this. It is July when you're watching this. I'll put that right there like that. I kind of want that stem to curve around there. Okay. We'll put that there. I think we will put this behind there maybe because I have this little one. And I would also kind of like to get this maybe like this. Let's lay this out first. I want that over that. So I might be able to put this up a little bit further. I don't want it so low, but I want this to be, I want that to be covered up. So maybe I could do it like that. Okay. All right, so let's get this down. And I do want to try to keep some of this stitching here showing. I don't always do that. However, I just think in this particular instance, I really want to do that. So we'll move this up right about here. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit there just to hold it, okay? Seeing that I want to tuck this behind here. Kind of have this come up along the side. Like that. Maybe down just a little bit. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to tuck this one here, right there. All right, I'm going to let those set for just a minute. And you know what I'm going to do with this to add a little bit more? I'm going to try to add some photo corners. The photo corners may just make that pop even more. So let me grab those. You could also use some foam squares or some pop dots. I don't want to forget to add one of those there as well. So let's just see what these look like. These might be too big. Whoops. Even if we added one possibly to each opposite corners, but then I can't read that plant. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get a small piece of black paper. I'm going to mount it on that, and then I'm going to have a little tiny frame around that. So let me grab some black scrap paper and we'll do that. Okay, so here's my little piece of black scrap. We'll get this down. And I just want this to be a very small border around that. And let me get my cutter. I don't trust myself with my scissors. So I'm going to, can you hear the birds? Oh my goodness, they are just singing up a storm today. I really enjoy using these postage stamps too. I'm going to go a little bit smaller because it's a nice way to add them to your artwork, especially if you have books or you do like collecting them or whatever. I don't have a tendency to go back and look at my books at for my stamps, but if I have them in my journals, there we go. And that just makes that pie. I just want to take a little bit more off of this one. Yeah, okay. All right, that's better. All right, and that just makes that pop. Okay, so we're going to put that down there. And we will finish you will finish my sentence for me. There. We'll finish gluing this down is what I really wanted to say. And that's all glued down on that side. That didn't hold. That did not hold. So let's get that there like that. Okay. And we will get this in the book. And we will see if it was a success. Let me raise this up a little bit. I'm bringing my book into play. All right, so I'm not going to attach this just yet because I need to take a picture of it for my thumbnail. And after I do that, we'll get it in. So I think that's really pretty. So I'm going to set that aside and we'll come back and we will get that in. All right, let me do the other two. So we'll put that one right there. So see how pretty these are? I mean, these are scraps. Like I said, I would have never ever used, especially the stripes or diagonals. I just don't like using them in my books. I don't know. I just find them offensive. I just don't like them. But I do like them when they're cut out like this. Oh, and you know what? I just heard somebody tell me that I forgot to add my I want to use black. These look black, don't they? But they're, I think, let's see, am I going to put it here? Or will I put it right here? I think I will put it. Oh, come on, Barbie. I think I will put it right there. Now, the other thing I'm wondering is this. If I, because that's a thicker tag, should I add some little sides to it to bring it up a little bit from the page? I may do that just so it raises up a little bit. I think it might be easier for the tag possibly to slide down in there. Okay. All right, so let me let that dry. We're going to go to the next one. Okay. This one here, I did not stitch. And again, I'm not going to, you know, burnish or whatever you call it, distress around it. I want it just plain, okay? And this is one of the little triangles that I cut out, and I'm just turning it on its side to fit here. And I want to make a little tiny pocket out of this here. So I could stitch this, which may be the way to go, because if I'm putting a pocket in there, I have these really pretty vintage, I don't even know what they are. I don't know if they're cut out from a seed catalog, but I bought these from a gal on Instagram during a sale. And these will be fun. These are nice to use as little journaling spots. And I want to tuck this right down inside there. So I'm wondering, it might be kind of nice just to stitch that on, just to hold it, and it would give it a little oomph. I don't want to stitch this side here. So I think I'll do that instead of gluing it. And then we will finish decorating. There, all right, so I have this on here, and I just, because it's so tiny, I decided to sew it, and that will tuck in there quite nicely, all right? So I have these little images here, which I really like these. I just really enjoy stamping and cutting these out because I just think they're really cute. So I think we're going to run this one up. I'd like to run that up the page there. Again, I think what I'll do is maybe, I don't think I'll reinforce this little birdie here. I think it'll be just fine. And we're going to put this, curl this down around here like that. Want to try to keep this one a little simpler, okay? I guess if that's what you want to. And because this is going on the left-hand side of the page, this can overlap a little bit. think we will get this on here like that. And I'm just going to pull this through. Okay. I just think it'll be neater. And I think when I glue the edge, I'll just bring that up in, okay? I won't do it now. And we're going to put I'll run a bead of glue there. I don't know why I'm having, because I'm tired, I don't know why I'm having a hard time with this today. Trying to run a I don't want that to go over the glue part. Does that make sense, the glue part? I talk really funky when I'm not all with it. Okay, all right. And then we're going to take this one and bring this up like that. So you don't need a lot of fancy schmancy pieces to make a really cute pocket. And use your scraps, please. I'm really trying to work with more of my scraps because I certainly don't need to cut any new papers. And so now I have a cute little pocket in here like that. And I think what I'll do is maybe I'll run a little bit more, because this little pocket here, I could also put it this way if I wanted to, but maybe I will I don't want to do that because that just does not fit the bill. But maybe, excuse my arm, I thought I had, if you can bear with me, I thought I had these that I hadn't cut yet. I mean, I know I did. But what I did with them, haha, here we are. Maybe I could add a few here. Let's just cut some of these out. My son bought me for Mother's Day. He attached to my big gift. He attached a Red Bull, a coconut Red Bull. He goes, "Mom, you gotta try that." You know, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I'm not a proponent of Red Bull or anything like that. And he's trying to explain to me that it has no more caffeine in it than a couple cups of coffee. And sometimes, now like the way I'm feeling today, I can either go one of two ways. and depending on my day, what I have to do. But I can either grab a big glass of water, which would probably be much healthier for me. I could grab a cup of coffee. Which I just like the comfort of that. You know, I could sit down with that and my book or my painting. And I think that would, you know, be good for me. Or if I really want to step it up, because I know he's disappointed that I haven't had it yet, I could, after this, go have that Red Bull, which maybe I just might do that. I think that adds a little bit more to that. I like that because you don't have the tip here. I'm sorry if I keep pushing it up this way and you can't see. I don't mean to do that. I think I'm going to add these like this. But I had planned on as well going out to mow today, get on my rider and just, I'm anxious to use my mulching blades. I haven't used them yet. I keep bagging it because I don't like to have a lot of grass clippings because of the dogs. They like to roll in the grass, and I don't want all of that brought in. But I really want to do that today because if the grass gets long, if you know anything about mowing, you can't mulch when the lawn is a little bit higher. But I just don't have the energy to go out there today and mow. All right, so I think I'm going to leave that. All right. And even if I put this up higher, I can put it this way, and we have these coming out. But I kind of like this sideways. I think that'll be just fine going sideways in the book. So we'll set that aside, and I have one more, and this one's going to go in my nature journal. And again, I took a little stamp out here, fresh water as a source of life. So I wanted to put that right down here in this area. And then I have just these neutral colors. And this is a little bird that I cut out. And I would kind of like to incorporate, if I can, this sweet little guy. Kind of like this, but I'd like to have this come up. So I'm just debating, do I have if that's going to go that way. Oh, my mind. Do I slice this here so this can go in a little bit further, which may be the way to go. How do I have that? Nope, that's not right, is it? So this is where it gets tricky. Really? How did I have that, girls? I don't want him covered. How the heck did I have that? Oh, was it like this? Maybe like that? You think? Well, you know what? I think I'm going to run with it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my glue down, because I'm afraid if I try it any other way, guess what's going to happen? I'll forget again. I'll do it like this. Nope. Okay, so this is going to go here. And again, because this is the right side, you can have these overhang a little bit. Okay, so we can get, and of course, before I get that down, I better put that on, right? Ay, 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 ay. Okay. I like these muted colors. I don't know about you, but I think they're just perfect for any type of nature project you're doing. These would be really pretty as well, which we'll have to do is on a brown paper bag. I think that would be pretty. There. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get these in the books. I don't think these need anything else. I don't think we need any other little embellishments. That might be kind of cute there. Sometimes I just like to add just a little something. Gold. To bring a little area, attention to a small little area. The copper is nice. What do you think? The copper or this one? I think maybe the copper. So let's add that. Let us add that bigger one. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. There we go. There. So see, that just adds just a little oomph without having to do a lot. There, okay. All right, so let's get the books and then we will put these in the journals. All right, so I have my book here. We're going to get this into this monster. We will get this in here. I just think that's so pretty. All right, just like that. So, I will use my art glitter glue because that does seem to hold the best. Make sure you get enough on there. I feel like I'm right in your face doing this. I tried to move the camera up as high as I could. And I decided not to put the little, I call them little extenders, on the sides to raise it up, because I'll just leave it like this. All right, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. I think it'll be fine putting that tag in there, because I think there's enough play in that. And I'm just going to snip the tops of these. Whoops. All right, and then I can come back and glue them. All right, so they're snipped. All right, I'm just going to let that dry for a few minutes. And then I brought out my gardening journal. And I'm going to put both of these, because of the birds, in my gardening journal. So let us find I like this page here. This might be kind of pretty to put that right there with the background, which I think I will. Then I can put a photo here of some landscaping. So I'm going to just take this out for a minute. We'll get this down. And remember, I'm not gluing the whole thing down, because remember, this is a pocket. Now, if you didn't want a pocket, certainly go ahead and glue the entire piece down. But I want to have a little pocket that I can put something in there, because remember, this is just a mini pocket that I had made for so here we'll have a pocket in here, okay, right in here. And that's on it. Don't forget about my 2023 crossword collage challenge. Get a little shameless plug in there. And then this is the little side pocket here. So I'll be able to put, if I have papers, or I saw a loose paper up here, I can tuck something in here, okay? And then I have this cute little journaling piece here that I can, aren't they cute? See how cute that is, just using your scraps? All right, so that one is done. And then let's find a page for this one here, and we'll call it a day. So, see, I've got my little birdies in here. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do blue on green. I want to do that. I'm thinking maybe something like this. Yeah. Because that's just a very natural page. And I think that would be pretty. So we're going to put that on here. So again, we have a nice little pocket here. So if I want to slide a photo or something in there, I can. So we have a nice little pocket. And let's just trim the top off of this one. And there. Oh, I like that. I think that's really, really cute. All right, so now we'll go back and then we'll tuck in this one here. Come on, Barbie. There we go. I really like this idea. I think that's really pretty. And then this can just slide right down in there like that. And I don't care if it sticks up over the top, because when you have this standing up like a book, it's nice to see all your little top edges. So that is the conclusion. This is the end of part 2, what you can do with your homemade ephemera and your scraps to make some unique and fun pockets. So if you liked this video, I would love to have you give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And thank you very much for all of my returning viewers, your loyalty, and your very kind comments always. So have a great day, everybody, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.